Aarav was 11 years old, and every single year his report card told the same story. Fail. It didn't matter which subject, math, science, English, the red marks always found their way to his page. And with those red marks came something worse than numbers. At school, his classmates never let him forget it. "Here comes the topper of failures," they'd laugh whenever results were announced. Some would mimic him walking to collect his report card, exaggerating a sad, defeated walk, just to make others laugh harder. His teachers weren't much kinder. "Aarav, at this rate you'll never pass anything in life," one of them said in front of the entire class, shaking her head as she handed back his exam paper covered in red ink. But the hardest part wasn't school. It was home. His parents, tired after years of the same disappointing results, had slowly stopped celebrating anything about him. No encouragement before exams, no comfort after failures, just silence. Or worse, comparisons to other children who always seemed to do better. Aarav began to believe what everyone around him believed, that he simply wasn't smart enough, that failing was just who he was. Then, one quiet evening, sitting alone in his room after another day of mockery, something inside him shifted. He stared at his old exam papers scattered on the floor, years of red marks, years of laughter directed at him. And for the first time, instead of feeling defeated, he felt something else. Anger. Not at anyone else, at himself for giving up before he even tried. That night, Aarav made a decision. No one heard him say it. No one saw him promise it. But in his heart he told himself, "This time I will not stop until I understand every single page." From that day, everything changed, quietly, without announcement. He woke up 2 hours earlier than before, sitting with his books when the house was still silent. After school, instead of hiding from his homework, he attacked it, question by question, refusing to move to the next page until the one in front of him made complete sense. He didn't tell his classmates, he didn't tell his teachers, he didn't even tell his parents. Night after night, he studied until his eyes grew heavy, rewriting notes, solving the same problems again and again, until they finally felt easy instead of impossible. Weeks passed. Then came exam season. Aarav walked into each exam hall the same way he always had, quiet, unnoticed, expected to fail just like every time before. But inside, something had changed completely. The questions that once confused him now felt familiar, almost simple. Paper after paper, he wrote with a calm confidence no one had ever seen in him before. Then came result day. The classroom buzzed with the usual noise until the teacher began reading names from the top of the list. First position, Aarav. The room went completely silent. Students turned to look at him, certain there had been some mistake. Teachers checked the papers twice, refusing to believe what they were seeing. Aarav hadn't just passed. He had scored the highest marks in the entire school, in every single subject. The same classmates who once mocked him now sat in stunned silence. The same teachers who once doubted him now stared at his exam sheets in disbelief. When he came home that day and showed his parents the result, there was a long pause, and then, for the first time in years, his father hugged him tightly, unable to find the right words. Aarav didn't say much. He didn't need to. Because here's the truth. The world had already decided who Aarav was. The boy who would always fail, the boy not smart enough to succeed. But labels only have power over you until the moment you decide to prove them wrong. Not to anyone else, but to yourself. Sometimes, the biggest transformation doesn't happen overnight in front of everyone. It happens quietly, in the hours when no one is watching, when you finally decide you're done giving up on yourself.